So today's video, I am making some chicken noodle soup for some friends of ours that are sick. And so I thought, you know what, this is a really good recipe, right?
Yeah.
So why not make it into a video and show you how we do it? This is one of the most simple recipes. It's supposed to only take, it says a half an hour. So I am just gonna take you along as we make some rotisserie chicken noodle soup.
Yep.
She's eating her lunch right here. Making it lunchtime so we can deliver it to our friends for dinner. Who doesn't need a good chicken noodle soup recipe in their life? It's the perfect soup to have on hand for winter ailments and to send over to friends' homes. It's also perfect for picky children, which is what I have. Now, I'm doubling this recipe since I am making it for friends who are a family of 5 who aren't feeling very well. But I'm also making it for my own family. Whenever I make soup recipes, I always double them. It doesn't take much extra effort, and then I can freeze half of it for a later date. Before I begin cooking, first, I set the mood for this chilly fall day. So the first step to do for this recipe is to prepare all the chopped vegetables. Because I'm doubling it, I'm going to need 2 cups of carrots. I used to buy baby carrots, but I found that my children don't really care to eat the baby carrots, but if I cut these long, what we call, "What's up, Doc?" carrots, they will munch on them. So I usually use these for my recipe, and then I just prepare extra to leave in the fridge for my children to snack on. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing and giving me a thumbs up, which is also great feedback for my channel. Although my channel is mostly about homeschooling, it's also about motherhood, and part of motherhood is finding recipes that your family will enjoy, and recipes also that can be used to bless others. So you'll notice I just pulled over a silver bowl. That is the garbage bowl. I got that tip from Rachel Ray, who said always have a bowl there to throw all of your little garbage pieces in. And also, I have what's called a scraper. This tool is made by OXO, and it is amazing for helping to kind of scoop up all the things that you've just chopped and get them into one fell swoop into that bowl. Comment below, has anybody ever taken that bottom part of the stalk and tried to regrow celery? I have seen that come across social media and always wondered if it really works. And do you use the inside stalks of this celery? I usually toss those things aside. I'm wondering who else uses them. Maybe you can teach me a thing or two. And then I also usually chop off the ends. Even though I just chopped off the head, I chop it again just to make sure I get all the rough parts. And I chop off this part. So comment below, am I fully utilizing my celery or am I wasting it? So just like the carrots, you are going to need 2 cups of chopped up celery if you are doubling this recipe. And don't forget the onions. This recipe calls for 1 cup of sweet Vidalia or yellow onion, peeled and diced small, about 1 medium onion. Again, I'm doubling it, so I am going to use 2 onions. I like onions, so I usually just get the large ones in it can't hurt to have a little extra flavor in there. And the garbage bowl is coming in very handy. So at this point, I'm supposed to have about 6 cups of chopped vegetables. I look like I have a little more, and that is great. So I make all of my soups in large Dutch ovens or stock pots. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil to each stock pot, and it's going to warm on medium-high heat. So because I'm splitting this recipe, as you can see, I'm just scooping a scoop here and a scoop there to make sure that my vegetables are evenly distributed, because I didn't really mix them in the bowl. So just eyeballing it. Add the carrots, celery, and onions and saute for about 7 minutes or until vegetables begin to soften, and you're going to stir intermittently. While the vegetables are sauteing, I prepare my garlic. You can buy garlic cloves already peeled or already minced, but I prefer to buy whole heads and just prepare it myself. The recipe calls for 2 garlic cloves, unless you're doubling, so 4 garlic cloves, and we are going to mince these. I like a lot of garlic though, so I usually do a bunch of extra. I use a garlic press. This one is from the Pampered Chef. It's so easy to use. Just throw the garlic cloves in there and squeeze her out. And it's actually quite easy to clean also. So if you don't buy your garlic already minced up, you need a garlic press. So now we're going to add the garlic and saute for another 1 to 2 minutes. When I'm cooking, I'm always looking for the next step to work on, so I'm getting ready to mix my spices together so that when it's time to throw them in there, they're all ready to go. So for each Dutch oven, I will need 2 bay leaves. If you're using fresh thyme, you will need 1 teaspoon, but if you're doing dried thyme, you only need a half a teaspoon. Because I only need a half a teaspoon of oregano leaves and 1 teaspoon of pepper or to taste. I just put them all in the same bowl, and again I just evenly distribute it into each pot when it's time. Next, I am going to add all of the chicken broth, so I'm just getting the caps off and ready to go, so that when the garlic has fully infused into those vegetables, it's just easy. So at this point, you're adding your chicken broth, your bay leaves, your thyme, your oregano, your pepper, and you are going to cover it and bring it to a boil. And you're going to allow that to boil gently for about 5 minutes or until the vegetables are fork tender. My experience is when I cover it, it will take about 10 to 15 minutes to boil. It's usually during this time that I start cutting off the pieces of the rotisserie chicken. I've never done this, but I think you could probably use any leftover chicken that you may have. 1 rotisserie chicken produces about 4 cups of meat, so that's what you would need from leftovers as well. I honestly think how much chicken you use in this recipe depends on your taste. When doubling this recipe, I've done 2 rotisseries before, and that was a little bit too much meat, so even when I double, I only use 1 rotisserie chicken. Now I did this the night before, so it's already cold and ready to go, But since the soup is usually taking 10 to 15 minutes, you could prepare the rotisserie at this time. I have to admit, I did this step out of order because you're supposed to add the frozen egg noodles first and let them simmer for about 10 minutes before adding the chicken, but I was too eager. So the chicken got added before the egg noodles, but I will let you know, it didn't make any difference. The soup still tasted wonderful. Now, having said that, my chicken was cold. It was not warmed as if you had just brought a rotisserie chicken home from the grocery store. This is seriously one of my all-time favorite kitchen tools. I have little shot glass ones that hold 2 tablespoons or 6 teaspoons, but it's perfect for small liquid measurements or just to hold your little dried spices while you're waiting to add them to your recipe. But seriously, one of my most frequently used tools. So I'm doing an optional step, which is to add about a tablespoon of lemon juice to each pot. I don't really notice any difference in taste, whether I do this or not, but it does make the soup brighter and prettier. And then 3 to 4 tablespoons of fresh parsley. I actually did dried parsley this time and it was just as good. So only 2 tablespoons of the dried. So it is at this time you're going to want the soup to boil 1 to 2 minutes or until the chicken is warmed through. Taste it and add salt if you needed. I did not add any salt this time and it was very flavorful. So I think that depends on the brand of chicken broth you use and how salty your rotisserie chicken may be. So this is personal preference. And as you can see, the cleanup for this is very simple. You may also decide that you need to add chicken broth because your egg noodles are going to soak up quite a bit of your juice. I had forgotten to buy extra chicken broth, so I just made my own with some chicken bouillon cubes and added it here at the end before it was ready to serve. In your last step, remember to remove the bay leaves. I always forget this and inevitably one of my children always gets it in their bowl. So this soup is so flavorful. Everybody in my family loves this, and I hope your family does too. What do you think, Drew? Good soup?
Good.
I can't see you through the jungle. Drew's my picky eater. Drew's my picky eater, and yet he loves this soup. So if you got picky eaters, it's a good one, right? Until next time, bye.